1.5 million naira just so that their child can sound American.
That's 300,000 rands.
Can sound.
But
Yes.
can sound American.
People pay as much as 500,000
I
rands
don't
in
know about
Nigeria
South
for their
Africa.
children to sound American.
I don't know South Africa, but just
Is
like
it because
you said,
we are told that?
just like you said, South Africa has different tribes. Like you
Yeah,
mentioned.
They do.
Yeah.
In Nigeria,
There's a diction
I can't
school.
count the number of tribes we have in Nigeria. Of course,
Yeah,
looking at the
there's a lot,
population.
yeah.
In Nigeria, another Nigerian will laugh at you for sounding your tribe.
Exactly.
Do you understand what I'm saying? You speak English, you're an Igbo man, and then there's some sort of your own accent from your tribe. Your fellow Nigerian will laugh at you and say you are sounding Igbotic.
You're sounding Igbotic.
How in
No, they
heavens
will
am I
laugh
supposed
at
to
us
sound?
because you mispronounced an English word.
But you know the funny thing?
I'm telling you what happens in Nigeria.
Yeah.
They say, why is he sounding Igbotic? A girl will tell you, I can never date that guy because of the way he speaks. When he
cannot
talks, he
speak
sounds
English.
Igbotic.
Is it because we've been told English is a measure of intelligence?
Exactly.
That when you speak a particular way, you get more career opportunities. White people will accept you more.
Exactly.
But then why is it then we are still taking? Because I will tell you, we had teachers, right? So when I started my schooling, I started at a black school and then I moved to an English school. And then the black school, there were teachers, but none of the teachers' children were in that black school with me. They were all in the white school. So now you ask yourself, why are their kids at another school and not
With
the school that
merry-go-round.
they are
Need to
teaching
start-
them?
It's just like having African leaders putting their kids in school.
And most of them, their
abroad.
kids are not in their
You are the
country.
minister of education in your own country, but your child is schooling in the UK. Make it make sense.
I think we need to start, as Africans, in rounding up, as Africans, we need to start loving ourselves. You can't love another person if you don't love yourself.
No,
if you don't
but- sorry.
appreciate who you are.
You said it-
Indians, sorry,
Wow, interesting. So, like, I didn't know this was still happening in 2025. It's a very interesting concept. And as someone who has experienced this, right? I think that it's a double-sided thing, right? I can understand. Okay, before I go into that, for me personally, right, I think it's the most ridiculous thing to pay a numerous, like crazy amount of money for accent training. Now, this has been a thing in Nigeria for such a long time. Since I was even as a child, when you go to when you're in school and you have like kids who come back from the US or the UK, and when they talk, you're taught to feel inferior to them. Sometimes you don't even want to talk in their presence. And this is the thing that is one of the most ridiculous things in the Nigerian society. You know, it's not just tribalism and the classism, but the languageism, or whatever you want to call it, is another thing that is crazy within the Nigerian society, which is one of the reasons why no matter how rich and wealthy Nigeria is, I believe that some of the problems within the country are things that lie within the populace. I think it's a problem of society, the societal norms, the things people think about as being more important than any other thing. It's not just the government corruption, which is a huge thing, but I think that there is no pride in self within Nigeria. Nigerians, okay, let me kind of reframe that, right? Nigerians are a very proud people to be Nigerian, but within Nigeria, there are a breakdown of various things that make Nigerians feel inferior. When the only aspect of Nigeria that I know that people is like making money, education. But when it comes to like tangible things or like small things like being proud of like certain things like how you talk, how you present. Everybody wants to be Western, and this is the reason why this whole accent training thing is even a thing in the country. I don't know if there's any other country in the world where people pay money, a huge amount of money, for them to sound like other people. You know, now it's ridiculous to me. I don't get it. And that is why most of the artists who come out of Nigeria, right? And I'm sorry to say this, right? But there are a certain huge group, they are twins, right? Very great musicians. whenever I listen to them do interviews here in the US, they try to like fake the accent, the Funne American accent. They sound ridiculous. They sound I'm like, yo, come on. Talk normal. That is why I like people like Thames. Thames keeps it authentic. And people should focus more on being clear, concise in their communication. When you focus and you try to fake accents, you sound so inauthentic and you sound so unoriginal that people don't even want to listen to you. And I just hope people begin to understand it. But again, that's one side of the story. Now I can understand the reason why a lot of people within the country do go into this whole maze of trying to make their kids, speak with different accents. Now, some of the reasons because it's perceived, there's this perception in the country that when you speak with an American or British accent, you have a more quality of education. So, and when people see that you speak more, I don't want to say eloquently, but when they think that you speak with this accent, they believe that, he has a better education, he can present more, he can represent us more. Let me give you an example. For example, there's this girl on the Super Falcons. Her name is Alozie. I think she was raised here in the US in Houston. There's this whole trend on Facebook of, look at how she talks. I'm like, are you people crazy or stupid? She's talking just like you. You even talk, and it's Nigerians. They have picked of her talking because she talks with an American accent. So it's a thing of like, oh my God. This is the stupid complex, the inferiority complex a lot of Nigerians have, even within tribes. There are some women who, like they mentioned in the video, who wouldn't talk to a guy, and this is mostly prevalent amongst women because of the way they talk. I think most of you saw the movie Odogwu Parawa or whatever it was, and one of the reasons why the woman was hesitant, even though he had everything, was he sounded Igbotic. Some people have a problem with the Yoruba accent. Some people have a problem with the Hausa accent. It's all fun and jokes, that's fine, because yes, accents exist, which should. Everyone has an accent. The British have an accent, the US, they have an accent, Nigerians have an accent. So everyone has an accent. But Nigerians have made the British American accent to be more superior to their accent. The Nigerian accent, when you hear a Nigerian like Chimamanda speak English, oh my God. To me, I think her English is the best accent English. That is a Nigerian, educated, concise, precise, clear communication English. Chimamanda Adichie should be the totem pole for all Nigerians. If you want to sound educated, listen to her talk. She sounds clean. But let me move on. I digress a little bit. So most, people, they think that, okay, it gives the kids more opportunity. It makes them feel educated. And also, I think also the social mobility and opportunities that they perceive that they get if they sound like that. So, speaking with a foreign accent, sometimes, it's associated with a higher status, whether in society, it means that you're well-traveled, and it can potentially open doors for you, right? So, and these are the reasons why I don't blame parents too much, but I also blame them too, because Nigerians have to correct these things. There are diseases in society that needs to be corrected. And also, the influence of the media as well. If you watch most Nigerian news, right? And this is crazy to me. That is why I used to like, back in the days when I was young, NTA, Franco Lize, and Ruth. Although Ruth Benamesia up here, when they presented their news, Ruth Benamesia, she had a bit of British accent, but it was still Nigerian. But Franco Lize, they were all Nigerian, and the way they spoke was authentic Nigerian English. But now, if you watch a lot of news presenters in Nigeria, most of they all sound like they're British or American, or they fake it, and you can hear that they're faking it. It's ridiculous. You sound crazy to me. So what is the moral of the story? One, we have to stop this nonsense. Like, Nigerians really have to stop all this fakeism, because there's a lot of fakeism in Nigeria. And that is some of the problems of society as well. Like, spending so much money so your child can sound like somebody else. There's something wrong with that. Like there's something wrong with that. And promoting such a thing within society is even more sickening, because now what you're doing is that other people who have the opportunity to represent the country properly, you're not doing that. I don't want to hear a Nigerian, is speaking like a British when talking about Nigerian stuff. It sounds inauthentic to me. And I know it does to other people too. I want to hear when a Nigerian is talking about Nigeria, I want to hear you, talk with like a Nigerian. It's just like in movies as well. We see this in most Nollywood movies now. They adapt all this, girls who are raised outside, they come and they now want to, like, no, keep it authentic. That's what we want. Unless you want to like play a role of a foreigner, then that's fine. But it doesn't sound good when we have all this kind of stuff happening. So the full chest moral of the story is that I think that Nigerians should stop this. Even if it's there, for example, if maybe you can have that for people who are training to act, who want to act roles in movies or something like that. But don't make it like a criteria for job opportunities. Don't make Nigerians have the perception that if I don't sound like this, I might not get this job. It's not good. Even here in the US, let me give you an example. Say in the US, they made it compulsory for you to sound American for them to give you job opportunities. Most Nigerians will not even make it in this country or in the UK or in any other place. So why is it the reverse is the case back in Nigeria? As long as you're speaking concise English, that should be all that matters. That should be what the focus is. So I think that parents who are doing this, you're not helping your kids. You're not helping them at all. I mean, but hey, that's the trend. And I think nowadays everyone is following the trend and what sounds good. But, just my full chest take, guys. Let me know what you think. I mean, am I wrong? Am I right? Let me hear what you think in the comments, man. Again, this is Full Chest. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, kindly do so. Peace.